So I should be alive, but I'm gonna check. Hello, clock. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna see if we're live. If we're not, then okay, I'm gonna try this again. And oh, there we're live. All right, so I believe that we have hit the end of time. Now there is a channel on YouTube named Jesus Christ, and this guy claims that he is Jesus Christ, and he's got 1.2 million subscribers approximately, and he's a false Christ and he's an antichrist. You know, I'm surprised I quit out now. So basically, this guy's an antichrist and he's with other people that are claiming that they're Christ. There's also Christ at the gay parade. There's also Christ at the gay parade and sin all over the place, and false Christ, and you know what the deal is. And there's also wars and rumors of wars. Kingdoms against kingdoms and all that good stuff. Because the war started in 2015. False Christs, I believe, started in 2010. They really started to come in the 90s, and I'd say even in 2006, but they really started coming in like 2010. And there are more false Christs than you can imagine and know, because they're rising right now, and even then in 2010. So wars and rumors of wars was 2015. So you think, well, we have plenty of time. Kingdom against Kingdom started in 2017. You're saying, well, we still have time. Hold on. Pestilence and weather disasters and all that good stuff. That started, I believe, in 2019. So you said, well, we still have plenty of time, right? Well, since sin began to rot the whole ecosystem of the world, I believe that people are being arrested all over the world in 2020. I've seen the difference between 2019 and 2020, where people are, major things are happening in the past, but not like they are right now. One video every few minutes, there's a big attack happening to a preacher. That's a street preacher. And that's happening a month after today. It's surprisingly getting a lot worse. And the coronavirus started in 2020. The whole thing is like it's spiking like this. Like in trigonometry, the parabola. It's like a parabola. If you don't know what it is, it's something like a skateboard. They make parabolas out of they make skateboard parts out of a function of a parabola, so it pulls, just like that. It's continually saying the same, but then getting a lot worse, and then bang, it's the tribulation time, and that's when things get that much worse, like a parabola. Things are really speeding up, and Jesus comes in he comes in a hush. He comes really, really fast, but basically he comes when things are speeding up like that, Also to note, demonic possession, and also all that has happened because of the portals being opened, and who knew? The papacy opened that portal, and not to say that the Catholic Church is, all bad, but the main idea about it is really bad. It's false. It's a false prophet. It's a false prophet type of thing. The Catholic churches are really false prophets and false teachers. The false prophet will be of the Catholic Church, and the Antichrist will be of the government, and the beast will be controlling the world. and we can see that the portals have been opened. It's scary to see how much time it's been taking, and just how, I mean, it's going to get a lot worse every day. The demons are going to attack more people, and the beast is going to be let out. And the sheet of darkness is coming at an alarming rate. It's coming closer and closer to this planet Earth until it hits it, and then the sun becomes darkened, like black, like sackcloth, and the moon becomes blood red. We're at the end. We really are. And also to note, every generation has its problems. But let me tell you something. The fig tree generation started at 1948, and the end of that shall happen at their generation. Maybe it's like, 90 years old, but the Bible said 80 years old, so I'm going to go with 85 years old for that generation, because it's giving out real good strength. So we have until maybe 2026, 2025, 2024, but I'm not giving out dates until we get raptured, because it says that in the Bible that by strength it could be 2021, but we still don't know when the rapture is going to happen. It could happen later, or it could happen earlier than 2021. It's not a set date. He does not delay his coming, because his coming is perfect. It is not delayed or sped up. It is not. It is at a perfect time. And if it is to be seeming, if you say it is delayed, it seems delayed to you, but it's not to God, because it seems delayed to everyone else, even though it is not to God. So he does not delay his coming, and he does not delay for people. So if he comes at a time where someone is not saved, then they're not saved. I'm sorry, they're going to have to go through the tribulation times and just deal with it. And if they die from demonic oppression or possession, if they die from an accident, then they're going to hell. And they're not going to deal with it. They're going to have the worst time of their lives forever and in all eternity. Once the world ends, once the tribulation starts, then billions of people are going to go to hell from disease. Millions are going to go to hell from accident and from people being murdered. I would say 500 million people are going to be murdered and killed by other people by accident and by on purpose. That just means that you have to be very careful about who you believe, because I support Diamond Justification. I support Tim Henderson. I support Watchmen on the Wall 88. But on the other hand, I absolutely do not support any other Pharisees who are legalists trying to put the law in front of God. Now, let me tell you something. Believe that Jesus died for you. Because if you believe and have all faith that Jesus died for you, and have perfect faith that Jesus died for your own very soul, and believe in him that you shall not die and go to heaven, and also believe that you're going to heaven for your own sake, and also call upon the name of the Lord Jesus to have mercy on you and to be in your life, then you will be truly saved. And that's all you have to do. Those are the two simple steps, and admit that you're a sinner. Those are very simple steps. I believe I said that these 3 steps in less than a minute. So we're all sinners. We're all filthy. And our bodies are corrupt. Now, I'm going to show you something. See this finger? Now, I'm going to move it just like this. Now, I will align my fingers to this finger's length, the middle one. And you see how this one's a little longer, and you see how this one's a tad longer. You see how this one's a little longer, and the thumbs don't even match. You see these very subtle differences, and this one's a little more finite than usual. But we're not built perfectly because of sin. And I heard someone preach brilliantly just today that the coronavirus is a disease that kills many people, but it does not kill everyone. It kills many, but does not kill everyone. You should be even more concerned about this one disease. This disease is the most deadly disease of them all. It is so sickening that you can tell that you have it. It's worse than cancer. It's the worst disease you can possibly get. It's worse than every poison you can possibly imagine, except for the most poisons that kills you instantly. It is slow and painful, and gives you horrible feelings, and does horrible things to you. It gives you aches and pains. It gives you diabetes. It is a disease that gives you autism. It is a disease that tells everyone to give you cancer. It is a disease that starts cancer from lungs within the lungs. It's not any disease that you know. It is a hidden disease. You cannot spread it through your mouth, or it's not even airborne. It's spiritual. It is called sin. This disease called sin will kill you, makes you age, makes you blind, makes you everything that you can possibly do to you. This disease called sin causes poisons to happen. So this disease can make you suffer for that sin for 120 years. It used to do it for 910 years or more. This disease called sin is a suffering disease. It doesn't suffer by itself, but it causes everyone to suffer. This sin is more prevalent today than it used to be. And people are suffering more today than they used to. People are suffering greatly today because of this disease. And because of this disease, for rich people, it's causing autism. For people who are, also rich and corrupt, it causes Down syndrome. And we're getting more and more rich than we used to be. We're getting more and more technology, and that's causing autism. Not to say that's actually the one root cause for autism, but I would say that's the main reason for getting autism is sin. Also, we have a window of time. We used to not have a window of time, but we thought we had a window back then. But what do you mean? You say you mean we used to not have a window of time back then? Not before Israel was born. The Bible clearly said that when Israel becomes a nation, that's when you can tell the end is going to happen when it's within a certain set of time. And you had a generation of time. You didn't have a window, not even 1958, 1968, 1978. But now we have now we have an extreme window of time beyond anyone's imagination. We don't even have time left, guys. The pestilence of the black horse has already been set. I believe it's called the coronavirus. Famine has already been set. It's, drought and the fires of Australia and everything like that. The Antichrist is already born. And hell. It's already being prepared. Death and hate is being prepared. So the things that are happening is war. That's already happened. Antichrist, that's already happened. Famine and pestilence and death, that's already happening. And hell and death, that's happening so soon. It is happening very soon. And once we have that rapture happen, that pale horse will come immediately after we get raptured. I mean, after the rapture happens, I mean, once rapture happens, you're going to either two places, heaven or hell. Those are your two set places. Unless you survive that, then you're not fine. Then you're most likely going to hell because of the mark of the beast. Or if you say no to the mark of the beast, you're going to heaven. There's no Christ after the tribulation happens. There's no Christ for you. There's no salvation left. There's no Holy Spirit left. There's just you and the mark of the beast that you have to reject. Read God's Bible. And only read the parts that are for the end. Because soon you will have no time left. Because the Antichrist is setting up his throne in Jerusalem. Because first he is in Rome, in Babylon. That's where the false prophet is. But soon he'll be in Jerusalem. Let me tell you something. There's no time like today. We still have Christ. But I believe for a year from now, we will not have Christ. Since this is my 5th anniversary, just a month ago, I should have been talking about this earlier. But I didn't realize how close we were to the end. We are literally at the end of the world. And we don't know when it's going to happen. But it's happening very, very soon. Sooner than anyone can imagine. And if it happens today, it happens today. If it happens tomorrow, then it happens tomorrow. If it happens a week from now, it happens a week from now. A month, then a month. If at May 14th, 2021, then it happens then. But I'm guessing it's before. So if it's 2020, we'd have April 4th, 2020. That's what could happen. Or it could happen April 4th or 14th. 2021 at 4 p.m. in Jerusalem. Because we don't know when it's going to happen. We have set dates. But we cannot set dates. We have a set date from the Father. Jesus doesn't know what's going to happen, but the Father does. So when it does happen, remember this video, okay? Any questions in the comments later? Also, subscribe and like this video if you want to. And know this was out there for people to know that there are many false Christs, many disasters happening, wars and rumors of wars, false weather, lots of disasters and weather-related issues like disease and other weather-related issues. And many people hating each other for Christ, and all of the countries are persecuting every Christian, and someday it's going to be illegal in every country to be a Christian, because every Christian, even in America, is being arrested. I tell you that point. Even in New Zealand, Christians are being arrested for telling the truth. All over the place, people are being arrested for telling the truth. Pride parades and gay parades are all over the world, except in Saudi Arabia, Even there, they're hating Christians. China does not have that many gay parades, but even there, they hate Christians. North Korea has military parades, but it doesn't have gay parades. But even over there, it hates Christians. South Korea and Japan, they're starting to become gay. But someday, everyone will have sin, or hate Christians, or do both. And they'll all be against Christians. God bless. I'll be done right now, okay? Bye.